Great. Recording in progress. Here comes Lee, here comes Ann. All my favorite people to hang out with. This is one of my favorite times of the week. Nice to be together. So let's see. I just need to spotlight myself. There we go. And sound is okay at home. Good. All right. We're letting Susan in. We've got more people here. So we've got a few, one new person in person, a few new people or people that haven't been in a while online. So I'm just glad everybody's here. I really truly mean that. I love hanging out with you all. And I will just give the same spiel that I give at the beginning of every class is this, Qi Gong. Qi is our energy, our life force vitality. I'm going to move a little bit because this is so that doesn't do that. And Gong means to cultivate. And so Qi Gong together means cultivating our life force energy. And so we do this practice to help our body feel better, to help our emotions kind of settle, and to help our thoughts kind of gain a little perspective around our thoughts. So it's really this body, mind, spirit, emotions practice. And so during class, I really like to just do some, we often start out with a scan to kind of check in, how are you doing? And then we do some Qigong, how did that affect you? Ideally, I want you to feel better and better and better. So if you're doing, say, a breathing exercise and then you notice you start feeling anxious, and the reason that I'm mentioning that is that actually happened to me yesterday. I went swimming with a snorkel for the first time in a long time. I was practicing in a swimming pool, and after about 10 minutes, I was so anxious. I can't even tell you. I just was like, what is going on? Why am I feeling this way? And then I realized 10 minutes of mouth breathing, not even breathing through your nose, all mouth breathing. And it was like, oh, okay, let me take my snorkel off, kind of come back to center. I'm doing this to feel better. I'm not doing it to feel worse. And so I was able to kind of recalibrate. So the same thing with our Qigong class. I want you to leave feeling better, muscles more relaxed, spirit calmer. So make it your own class. If I have one person that I work with here who notes she often gets very hot during class, and that makes her anxious. So then I said to her, well, why don't you try sitting down? Don't do the exercises as vigorously. If I'm doing this really fast, you do it slow, do a slower movement. And then the same thing for physical issues. This should not, you might, if you're sitting here, already know that you have like a cranky back or shoulder or something. So when we move, you might notice sensation in there, but I don't want it to go up on the pain scale. It shouldn't, it shouldn't hurt more than it already hurts. I know many people are just walking around with aches and pains. And so ideally when you leave, you've turned the volume down on those. So as we go through class, we'll just, I just encourage you to make this your own. If I'm doing something physical that's difficult for you, just make it your own. Do a smaller movement, do a stretch or move that feels good to you. There's no way to do this wrong. So let's just start out with just a move in any way that feels good to you. Just do some stretching and moving, and I'm a little warm right now, so I'm gonna just monitor that during class and try to cool down and not get too overheated. So let us just start out with checking in, kind of present moment, where are we on the map? So if you are sitting and it's comfortable, have both your feet flat on the floor, spine upright, and go ahead for a moment and bring your neck down, tuck your chin, and just feel that stretch along the back. And then slowly kind of open up like a fern would open up, and then just have the top of your head, the crown of your head reaching towards the ceiling. And you can soften your eyes, you can close your eyes, and let's just check in. How's the body in the moment? As you're doing this scan, if you notice any areas of tension and could be 5 to 10% more comfortable, rearrange yourself, go for it. So forehead, see if you can soften your forehead, soften your jaw. Let's go ahead and massage our jaw for a moment. Carry a lot of tension in the jaw, and that's just a nice way, making circles on that big joint. Softening, relaxing, coming to your cheeks, and go ahead and massage your brow. So I'm making little hooks with my finger and then coming out from the brow, going across the eyebrows. Oh, and on the side, on the temple, just making little circles. Do as much pressure as feels good. And then the same thing, the hooks from the inner to the outer, from the inner to the outer. And last one, make a peace sign. And one finger goes in front and one finger goes behind, and then you pull down and pull down. So this is little lymph massage that we're doing. I wasn't intending to do this, but it just feels good, kind of gets the flow going. And then one more just on either side of the neck. And that's a nice little sequence you can do for yourself. Okay, back to our program. So we've cleared the face and now just scanning. Notice any tension in your shoulders, if you can relax, coming down the arms, elbows, wrists, hands. Coming back up to your chest, take a long, slow, deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. And do that a few times and just notice where you feel the breath. And one more time. And coming down your spine, in between the shoulder blades, mid-back, low back, down to the sacrum. And then coming around to the front, feeling your abdomen. See if you can relax the abdomen. Take a deep inhale. Let it inflate, and then as you exhale, soften. Oh, a lot of us hold a lot of tension here and don't even know it. Feel the weight of your body on the chair, coming down your legs, knees, ankles, feet. Feel the bottom of your feet making contact with the chair. And now checking in, put your attention on the area of your heart. If you want to put hand over hand there, you can, or one on your heart, one on your abdomen. And just check in with your emotions. Are you What's dominant on the landscape today, the inner landscape? Sadness, confusion, calmness, fear, anger, irritation. We're just checking in, and in this space where you're seated and can just really hold it. It's welcome. Nothing wrong with feeling emotions. We can just tend to them. And now tuning into your mind, quality of your thoughts. Are they going round and round? Are you feeling dull and really lack of vitality, or feeling calm and peaceful? And now putting that all together into a snapshot: body, mind, emotions, spirit. And we'll do some Qigong and then check back in a little bit. So starting a little massage on the chest here. Find your sternum there and just kind of massage it up and down. All right, so we are going to start today with stretching our meridians. And so some of you have been coming to class for many, many months through the winter. In the winter, we tend to maybe, start out seated and be a little more inward. In spring, some of you here at Enso were at the class I taught last week on springtime. I'm going to try to find a way to send that out to those of you that weren't able to attend that. It's about the energy of spring that is coming up, and our energy in winter tends to be low. Our energy in spring tends to get stagnant, and so we want to just really keep things flowing. So we're going to stretch our meridians. So I am going to stand up now. You check in with your body. How's your back? How's your knees? How's your energy level, your pain level, and that, and you do what's best for you. These can always be modified. I'll try to give modifications, but sometimes you might be in a different chair or something. So just be creative. The first move, I'm going to stand up and show you, but the first move is stretching up and then down. And so if you're seated in a chair, you're just rolling into a ball. For those of us that are standing, we'll also bend our knees. So this is going to stretch all the meridians. The meridians are the channels of energy that flow through our body. And so bring your hands together, and then your index fingers are pointing up, and feet are, the closer your feet are together, if you're standing, have your feet right next to each other for a moment. And for me, this is fine. I could do this, but I'm also like a little wavy. And so let's just add a little bit in between there so we're a little more solid. And then if you are concerned about your balance, you can always have a chair nearby, or it's also if you're working on balance, having a wider stance can be helpful. So we are going to inhale up, and we're going to look up and stretch. So I'm arching this upper part of my back, and then we're going to exhale down. Hands are going to come on the back of the head and then tuck into a ball. And these first few, I'm just going to make a small ball as I warm my spine up. So inhale down, tuck the chin. Inhale up, exhale down. And now that I'm a little more warmed up, I can start to tuck a little more and come down. So notice how this is warming up the whole spine. And you pay attention to the signals your body is doing. If this is hard for your shoulders, you can bring your shoulders down. If this is hard on your back, have a seat and then just go as far as is comfortable. And one more. So that's a wonderful kind of like all body pump where When we're up like this and stretching, we're opening the chest, and we're also curving the low back. And then when we come down, we're massaging all these organs, we're stretching all these meridians. And as we're going to do one more sequence of that. As you're coming down, you're pulling the energy down from the heavens, from the sky. And then as you're going up, have your legs become straws and pull up that earth energy. So let's do one more sequence of that. So hands are pointing up, and we'll go up and stretch your arms and stretch your chest. And now exhale down and bring that sky energy down. And now as you straighten your legs, they turn into straws. Tighten your legs, tighten your glutes. And one more. And come up. And now take a wider stance. If you're on the chair, you're going to want to scoot forward a little bit. And now hands are out, and just let your hands flow forward and just come down. This is more of a spine stretch. So if you're standing, bend your knees. We're not trying to stretch the hamstrings. We're loosening our spine up. And let your head dangle and just really feel that spine loosening up. And now hands cup together, knitting your fingers together and drawing that watery energy up from the earth. When we get here, we're gonna go up, and then we'll make it into a flow. So arms come wide, hips go back, head dangles, and now pulling that watery energy up through your body, deep hydration and nourishment to your bones, to your cells, to your tendons. And inhaling up, exhaling down, spine releasing. Now we're going to inhale up and leave our hands up, and now we're going to stretch the sides of the body, our liver meridian. So you're going to mirror me. We're going that way. So it's like you're standing between two panes of glass. And so just go over as far as you can comfortably go. Leave your hands up, but I'm making a lot of space between my rib cage and my hips. And now I go to the top, and now I go over to the other side. Inhale up, exhale down, and my head follows. So I'm stretching the side of my head. And again, if this is hard on your shoulders, just bring your arms down. One more to each side. One more to each side. And hands come down, and now we push out, and now we're stretching our heart meridian, which starts in the heart and then comes down the inside of the arm across the palm. So arms go out, and now your left ear to your left shoulder, and feel how that feels in your palm. And then tuck the chin and ear to the other side, and just back and forth like this. And really pay special attention to your palms. And your jaw and your neck and your shoulders. And one more to each side. And then ending in the middle, arms coming down and up. Isn't that a great warm-up? That's like whole body, arms, legs, front, back, spine, It's really strengthening for your legs. It's good for your balance. So that just, took us, I don't know, 10 minutes. If you can have this recording and just kind of, I do slightly different version of that one in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, I'm not necessarily going to be, bending so deep, but it's kind of that idea of connecting upper to lower, left to right, and so on. So let's do, now that we've kind of opened the meridians, let's do a little bit of shaking. We're gonna get the, oh goody, yeah, everybody's favorite part of class. So I'm mostly not moving my wrists, it's my bouncing that's moving my wrists. And so we're gonna go through the 5 healing sounds, get those emotions going. If you are standing up and you wanna bounce on your heels a little bit, that's very good, stimulates bone growth in the legs and the hips. So first sound is S, like a snake. Ready? Inhale. Next one, foo. Foo. Next one, like you're shushing somebody in the library. Let your arms really loose. And slowing down. The next two, we're gonna just kind of clear the air. So we're gonna inhale up, and then the sound is ha. Starting at the top and then coming down in tone. One more time. And now another one, which is who. Ooh. 2 more times. Ooh. And one more time. Ooh. Great. Doesn't it feel good? It's like opening things up and then getting it to flow a little bit. So we're going to do a little more kind of invigorating, clearing the channels. So this one, if you're in a chair, be careful you don't whack your arm. The basic move is we're going to inhale up and then exhale down. And so if you're in a chair, just maybe go down to the front. All right, and then we talked about this last week, paying special attention to our hands. When our hands are closed, what does that tell your brain? I'm tense and I'm not letting go of this, right? And so when we are up here, we're grabbing any stress, and then when we come down, sending it down to the earth to be composted. Emotions are just normal. We're human, right? But when they're in the driver's seat, we don't make the best decisions, or we're not coming from our deeper true nature when we're very, very emotional. So this is just a way of kind of keeping them flowing. So if you are sitting, be careful of your arms on the chair. If you are standing, when you come up, you can go up on your toes if you want. When you come down, knees bend, knees straighten, knees bend and straighten, and then fists here at the top. So and you can really get momentum with those arms, working the shoulders. Yeah, I see people in chairs here in the hall. It's working totally fine. You all are great. And big keep going. 3 more. Great. So now we're going to do a fun one, the animal associated with spring and some Taoist traditions is the tiger. And this one is called Tiger Clears the Way. So sitting or standing, you want really wide base with your knees. If you're standing, feet are pointing out a little bit. So again, hands are going to come up and then turn into tiger's claws. And then we come down and just bend your knees as far as is comfortable. And if you're sitting, just come forward. And then we pull up fresh new energy and release any, and it helps if you growl as you come down. Inhale through the nose. Really tense your hands up, these claws. 3 more. Last one. And now cross your arms and one final growl. Clearing the space, right? Very helpful to do in the middle of conversations when you're feeling stressed. So, but that's kind of a fun wake-up routine. That's a quick one you can do while your water's boiling from your teas of like, shaking off the sleep and pulling up the fresh energy for the day. And so let's just do one twist, and then we will do a check-in and see how we're doing. So you all are gonna mirror me. So take your left hand and push across. And then this other hand is gonna come behind. And then come to the middle, kind of in boxing position. And now with your right hand, push across. And I'm twisting. I'm not going so much down like this, I'm more twisting, exactly. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So now we're gonna add in our liver healing sound. So the organ associated with springtime is the liver, and the associated emotions, people get kind of impatient. The energy's a little chaotic, and so the healing sound is shh, okay? So as we push across, we're gonna be making that noise. So starting with your left hand and shh. Inhale to the nose, shh. Inhale. And now that you're warmed up, start turning your head, looking behind you. Wringing that tension out from your spine. Now let's do the whispered. Anchoring with your feet and ankles. And now silent. One more to each side. And let's do a few, just clearing the energy. And one more. All right, let's have a little check-in. I'm gonna sit for this. If you wanna stand, you're welcome to. Just have a nice kind of bounce in your knees. Hands can be here. And having a firm foundation, spine upright. This is an engaged meditation. Sometimes when we meditate, we're trying to quiet. This is more of just turning the attention inward, staying engaged with your practice, not zoning out or falling asleep. So it's up to you. If you want to have your eyes closed, you can. If you want to just have them soft, if that helps you stay tuned in. And start at the top of your head. How's your face muscles, forehead, eyes, jaw, neck and shoulders, coming down your arms, elbows, wrists, hands. Really tune into the palms of your hands right now. What are you aware of? What do you feel? Coming back to your midline, long, slow, deep inhale through your nose. Feel how it feels in your chest. Exhaling fully. Feeling into those chest muscles, front and back, your shoulder blades, in between your shoulder blades, coming down your spine, upper back, mid back, bottom of the rib cage, lower back, sacrum. Another deep inhale into your belly. See if you can soften on the exhale. As we encounter tension, we see if we can soften. Not judging, nothing's right or wrong. Feeling the weight of your body on the chair, coming down your legs, knees, shins, ankles, calves, and feet. What do the bottom of your feet feel like? Put your attention there for a moment. And wiggle your toes if you like. Really brings your attention down. And now tuning into your thoughts. What's changed? What stayed the same? And the same with our emotions. Just tuning in. Have things shifted? Noticing what we notice, putting it all together into a snapshot. Another long, slow, deep inhale. Full exhale. And bringing your attention back to the room. Slowly open your eyes, moving your hands and feet a little bit. And doing a little stretch, whatever feels good. So we've been doing about half an hour of Qigong. So I like to just notice these. How much, what's your medicine? How long does it take before you kind of come back to your center? Feel more like you're more like yourself, letting your inner light shine. So the first part of class, very often we're warming up our body, getting things moving. And now in the second half of class, we get more into that cultivation. And so for that part, very often for the first part, I'll be directing you with the healing sounds or exhaling through your mouth. Traditionally, for when we're doing flows, when we're doing cultivation practice, we breathe in through our nose and out through our nose. And the movements are very flowy. So we played around with this in last week's class, maybe the week before. Go ahead and put your hands out and make your hands very stiff, like try to straighten all your fingers, and now bring them up and down and up and down, and just feel what that feels feels like. And now make your hands very fluid and floaty, and then float your hands up and float your hands down. And just notice the difference. So there's no hierarchy. One's not better than the other, but this would be more of a warm up where we're stretching, and this in through the nose, out through the nose. Very calming for the nervous system when we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And when we can slow our body down, very often our mind will slow down. One of my teachers is Lee Holden, and he just wrote a book called Ready, Set, Slow. I just love that because we're so used to go, right? We're so good at the go, 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 and ready, set, slow. And it just talks about how important it is. We're just bombarded with stimuli all day long. Taking the time to breathe a little slower, move a little slower. It's very, very healing for the nervous system. So we are going to go through our 5 element flows and just encourage you to really work, just for fun, do this now. Just move your arms in kind of a nondescript, you know how octopus have like one arm can be going that way, one arm can be going that way. And now do it fast, and now do it slow. And now see if you can go even slower. And that's the pace we're talking about. And so just play with that as we move into this next part of class. So I am checking in with my body, invite you to do the same. My body's saying, I was sitting for a long time today, I'm ready to stand up some more. So that's what I'm gonna do. You make your own decision, what would benefit you most in this moment. And you can always start out standing and move to seated, or vice versa, whatever works best for you. So Qigong, if you are standing, having your feet under your hips, under your shoulders. Go ahead, for those of you that are standing, lock your knees out for a minute. Push your feet into the ground, engage your quads. That feels good, right? That's strengthening, but that's kind of turning into a tourniquet. Relax, bend your knees, have a little break. Have a little bounce in there. And then the blood can flow, the lymph can flow, the chi can flow. So hands are facing our thighs, and we're gonna float the hands up to chest level and float the hands down. And we'll just go back and forth like this, in through the nose, out through the nose. Once you have the basic move, you can really soften your eyes or close your eyes. I just invite you to put your attention into your hands. What do the back of your hands feel like as they're floating up? What do the palm of the hand feel like as they're floating down? Jaws relaxed. This is called opening the flow. So now we're going to open to the front and the back. So hands are going to float up and back to our chest, and then lightly push forward, and then draw the energy back and down. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. And now we're going to add in the sides. This is the 6 direction. So we go forward, back to our center. Now we're going to go to the left and the right, back to center. Feel your palms as they're floating down, floating up to the front and behind you, back to your center, to the left and the right, back to the center, above and below. In through the nose, out through the nose. And now on this next one, when our hands come out, let's just leave them out for a moment and just feel your energy body opening in the horizontal direction. Have your eyes kind of see if you can, with your peripheral vision, see if you can see both hands and take in what's on either side. And then back to the center and down. And just one more flow. Back and down. Great. So in honor of springtime, of our wood element, we're going to start out with the wood flow. Tree sways in the wind. So we are tracing the liver meridian, which starts on both of your big toes, comes up through the ankles, up through the knees, up through your genitals and the hips, and then up along the belly button, kind of a wide path there. Your liver is, put your hands on, go ahead and tap on your right side, your liver. I'll turn around this way. Well, this is where your liver lives, under your rib cage, and as well as your gallbladder. So we have one liver, but we have 2 liver meridians. I just talked to somebody the other day that had their gallbladder removed, and they said, well, you know, what about that? And it's like, in Chinese medicine, energetically, it's still there, even if it's not physically there. So this is actually, for your physical liver, this is actually kind of a nice thing to do. Doesn't that feel good? Just light tapping, good for digestion, get those enzymes flowing. But this, like I said, is for the meridian. So your hands are very loose and flowy. They're going to lightly face each other just for a moment. Inhale, and then as you exhale, imagine that you're like, you know how when in the old days when your mom used to iron, and then she'd do the steam part. Maybe some people still iron. I haven't ironed in a long time. But just imagine, inhale and then exhale, and imagine steam coming out of your palms. When I do that, I get a little warm tingle. Do that one more time. Inhale, and then exhale, and just imagine with your exhale, steam coming out of your palms. So now our palms are nice and sensitized. You're gonna turn from your hips and your waist. And for this one, I am like a ballerina. My head is always up. I don't bend my head over. If you're seated, I'd have your feet wider so that you can turn. You have a good base. So hands are facing, you're gonna turn to your left, and now inhale, up from the big toe, up the leg, up the side of the body, through the eyes and the brain, and out the top of your head. Now when you're here, fingertips are pointing down at the crown of your head. I turn back to the center, and now I exhale. And hands are still loose and relaxed. We turn to your right, and inhale. Slowly through the nose, Turn to the center. Exhale, down and wide. So for this one, your palms are facing each other, fingertips pointing down, and fingertips stay pointing down as long as we can. So this is tree sways in the wind. So think of the quality of trees, deeply rooted, flexible when the wind blows. Turn your legs into straws, pulling up that earth energy. In through the nose, out through the nose. Turning from your hips and waist, spine stays upright. And really feel your palms facing each other. And then feel those palms floating down. One more to each side. Beautiful. Gets that chi flowing, roots going down, standing up. So we'll move right from wood into fire. Fire is housed in our heart, which is in our chest, which is for many of us where emotions get kind of clogged. So this one is very clearing. Hands floating back and forth, the level of the chest. And next time we are all facing this direction, drop that outer hand, and now the same thing. Turn and float across. When you get to the other side, hands change. So it's always that outer hand that's out. And then this upper hand can turn into, you can turn it towards you and make it clearing these emotions. And for this one, there's no specific breathing pattern, just what feels good to you. If you want to do a few rounds faster, kind of clear things, you can do that. And then slowing down. And my upper hand it's not quite as tense as the tiger claws, but it's that same idea. Clearing, and then when I get to the side, I just drop the emotions. Clearing the excess. And making the movement smaller and smaller. And let's do just a short standing meditation. It's taking a lot of heart energy these days to just navigate the world. And so we want to really make sure that we're replenishing our reservoir. So this one is called Holding the Golden Urn to the Sky. The fire, the heart, the natural element is fire, and so the sun in the sky is like the biggest natural fire. And so my elbows, you can see they're at like a 90-degree angle here, and then this is called holding the golden urn. So my palms are facing up, and now just soften your eyes and feel your hands getting warm, maybe the sun hitting the palms, coming down the arms, and just nourishing your own inner fire connecting with that universal fire. And I'll be quiet for a moment now as we just breathe quietly. And bringing your hands down, coming to our earth element, which is in our bellies. And so we are going to hands at the level of the belly button, facing down towards the earth, exhaling forward. So as I exhale forward, my spine stays straight. So this is not a hamstring stretch. We're just slowly stretching out the spine and then inhaling. And so pushing away that which no longer serves, and then inhaling, filling our deep reservoir of the earth where we are centered. We can digest our food, digest our emotions, digest the events of the day, absorb what's nutritious, and let go of the rest. Out through the nose, in through the nose. Eyes relax, jaw relax. 3 more times, really slow. And hand over hand on your belly. And take one hand, doesn't matter which one. You can mirror me. Take your right hand, put it under your belly button, palm up, and the other hand is going to come up and around and then down our center. And then when we get here, we switch hands. So now left hand facing up, inhaling, exhaling, and just affirming your center to the left and right, your center top, below, your center front and back. We will fall off our center thousands of times a day. And just you have the ability to return to center at any moment with your breath, with your intention, physically. One more to each side. Hand over hand. And let's finish where we started, sitting. We'll do a short check-in and then end with a few minutes of meditation. Hands can be anywhere that's comfortable for you, up on your lap, down on your lap, hand over hand, whatever feels good to you in the moment. Exhaling fully, feeling the weight of your body on this chair. Just in your own time, doing a short scan from top to bottom, noticing what's changed, what would like more attention tonight. Surrounding those stuck areas with compassion, tuning into your thoughts, tuning into your emotions, putting that all together, comparing it to your snapshot from the beginning of class. This is just information for you. So if you are in a chair, just sit back so you feel really supported. And just for this last few minutes of class, really tune into the support of the earth, support of our group field that we've created. We have about 25 people together on Zoom, in person here, just tuning into this healing frequency we've created. If your mind wanders, you can come back to your breath or feel your hands. And in this last minute of class, let's take this healing energy that we've cultivated and send it out into the world to people in your family, in your community, dedicating this to people that are in the hospital, that are feeling afraid, anyone, anywhere that needs love and light. And bringing your attention back to the room, letting your eyes slowly open when they're ready, but keeping your energy rooted deep inside of yourself. Can start to wiggle your fingers or your toes. Maybe do a yawn or a stretch. And we will end our time together, as we always do, dedicating the merit of our practice. If you want to join me, the words are, may the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. May the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. Thank you, everybody. Beautiful to be together, beautiful to practice together. One of my favorite times of the week. Take this beautiful energy with you where you go, sprinkle it around. Bye for now. Take care.
Are we continuing next week?
Yeah, we'll continue on Zoom for the next few weeks. I'm here through the end of April. And so, yeah, I'll send out an email when that changes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Marianne.
Bye, all.
Bye-bye.
Be well.